Hello, welcome to 9 News Nigeria. My name is Amakri Superstar, and this is Truth Behind the News. Now, what we do on this program is simple. We try as much as possible to bring the real truth that is behind the news that make the headlines over the week. And to do this with me, I have two gentlemen, very handsome gentlemen, right here on the set with me. Let me start by introducing to my left, a very gentle, handsome young man. Okay, let's say that age is actually a matter of the mind. So when I say he's handsome and young, I know what I'm talking about. This is Mr. Stanley Sokari. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Stanley Sokari is actually the MD CEO of Shikari Solution Limited. Yeah, that's actually based in Lagos, Nigeria, somewhere around Ikoyi. Okay, and then to my right, I have another gentleman, very handsome, I must add. Okay, this is Mr. Obinna Ejanya. Mr. Obinna, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Obinna is also the MD CEO of Obitex Limited. And he is also a business development consultant based in Australia. All right. You're welcome, sir, once again.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. On the show today, there are actually our source is 9 News Nigeria. So I picked some of the news that are making rounds all through the week, and we're going to take this one after the other. All right. Now, to start with is the news that actually emanated from Owerri, that's Imo State. That the governor, that's Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State, recently appointed his blood sister, the same parent, into his cabinet as the Commissioner for Happiness and Couple Fulfillment. What do you think about all of these things? Is it appropriate for you to appoint a sister into your cabinet? This to me looks like a family affair. What do you think about this, sir?
Well, for me, the most important thing is she qualified for the position? If she's qualified, then irrespective of being a family member, she has the right to hold that position. Then secondly, my worry is not really the position or who is occupying it, but the portfolio itself. What value does it bring to the people of Owerri, Imo State? Okay. That is where the issue is.
Okay, we're going to come to the portfolio. Let me quickly take Mr. Obinna's position on this. What do you think about this? Is it appropriate first to bring in your family member into your cabinet? Is this appropriate?
Actually, looking at it, it's not a problem. I agree with Mr. Sokari, it's not a problem. If you look at Donald Trump of USA, you find out that he inculcated a lot of family members in his, whatever you call it, cabinet.
Cabinet, yeah.
And it's not actually a big problem. The problem I have with it is what is going on in Imo State. A lot of discrepancies, political discrepancies, a lot of economic blunders, a lot of mismanagements, a lot of mishaps, a lot of inadequacies.
Now, when you say political discrepancies, now this what has just happened is also a political discrepancy. For you to bring in your sister, you know, Mr. Sokari talked about qualification. Are you trying to say that the most qualified person in Imo State has to be Okorocha's sister? Because if that's not the case, then he has already discriminated against other people who could have also held that position.
For me, she may have been the best qualified candidate for that position.
You actually think so?
I'm not looking into, because I did not go through the whole profile of Imo lights, so to say, and know who is more qualified. But what I'm looking at is the whole, you know, the holistic sphere of the
political ambience in Imo
State. The whole things going on in Imo State. So there are more issues to look into than that of who was appointed. Okay. My issue, like I said, is why do Imo State people need a commissioner for happiness? Okay. What are they happy for? That's my question.
No, it's possible that they are not happy. That's why they need somebody to make them happy.
You don't need somebody to make them happy. You need facilities to make them happy.
Okay, hold that thought a little. Let me go back to Mr. Sokari. Mr. Sokari, you are the one that actually raised the issue of qualification, that she might be qualified for that position. That's why she's holding that position. If I put it to you that this woman is not qualified, would you still argue on this basis? This is somebody that put out a statement on social media, on Twitter, and he was actually abusing somebody and saying that this person lacked ignorance. He said she wants to correct somebody for lacking ignorance. I mean, for such a person, there are a lot of grammatical blunders that this person has actually committed that shows that she's not even sound, and she's been fooling. Okay, let me not use the word fooling. Okay, she's been saying a lot of things on social media that is not suitable for somebody who is appointed to give happiness. So what do you say about all of this?
Well, I think she's only reacting based on what people are saying about her, which she has the right to do. When you talk about qualification, is it educational qualification? If it's educational qualification, what's that qualification, if I may ask? If she's qualified to hold up, she has been the chief of staff, she contested for House of Rep, which simply means that she has the educational qualification to be in that position.
What does it actually take educationally to serve in government? I know Buhari is just a school leaver. In fact, he didn't even finish. As a matter of fact, we are still looking for his certificate, sir. So what does it take educationally to get into politics, if you want to look at that?
The law says if you have your school start.
So.
Or if you have attended several courses, that gives you the right to contest, depending on the position you want to contest in Nigeria today.
Okay.
So, Rochas has a right to appoint anybody he feels can deliver his promises to the people of Imo State. It's not left for Imo State people to come out and say, we don't want this person, because there are so many things that's happening, which is even more than what we're talking about. We're talking about statues like erased everywhere, and the question you ask, what has South African's president statue got to do with Imo State, when it should be Mbakwe's statue that should be there?
Why should you put anybody's statue at all? What is the value of a statue to a state? You know, on the issue of statue, I have a problem with it. Doesn't matter whose statue that this man is erecting in Imo State. My problem actually is, what is the value of statue to the people of the state?
Okay, that's actually a burning issue now in Imo State that we should have looked at instead of talking of the happiness or whatever.
No, sir, but the happiness is also important.
Yeah, it's very important. That is one. That is, I would say,
on a scale of preference.
Yeah, just a little bit of blunder among the bigger issues. You know, so we look at status. Is it bad to have status? No, but you look at what are status for. First of all, status are for historical, you know,
semblance.
Yeah. They are historical objects, something that you build for monuments, for people to look at it and, you know, remember some things. And, you know, and if we look at other part of the world, or even in our own, you know, ancestral places, you see some statues or some images that are monumental, that remind people of something that is important to them.
Okay.
So, you know, going to Imo State and seeing statues of South African president is an absurd. It's unthinkable.
So it is actually a foolish move.
It's a foolish move because the people of Imo State, many of Imo State people have never heard about Jacob Zuma.
Wow. You think so, sir?
Many of them have
because Jacob Zuma is actually one president with bad record. So yeah. I think he's actually gained popularity with his foolishness too.
Yes.
To some extent.
Yeah, but what importance is Jacob Zuma to an average Imo State indigene? So
I get you.
For me, that move is
it's wrong.
It's part of all those stupid things that we see in Nigeria.
All right, now let me quickly take this back to Mr. Sokari now. Now, one of the things that got me angry about this whole statue issue, I'm not actually from Imo State. I'm from one of the best states in Nigeria, as you know. Now, but when you come to Imo State, a lot of people are angry. And then I hear the governor boasting about how expensive the statue is. Don't you think that politicians actually need to get their heads checked before getting into politics, sir?
Thank you very much for this question. It has to do with our mentality and Nigerians. because if I'm from Imo State, then I'm not protesting, nobody's doing anything about it, there is a problem.
No, but protest in Nigeria
as at the last count, that statue was brought down by people of Imo State because it does not have any monumental meaning value to them.
Okay.
So it is gone. Then the question you asked today is, why was it erected in the first place? These are burning questions that should be asked. But unfortunately, the populace do not have that mandate, that opportunity
to ask
such questions.
But do you have an idea why it was actually erected?
It is only the governor that understands why it was erected there, and his cabinet. Because if you can expend such amount of money when teachers, workers are not being paid salary, there is a problem. If you can erect 500-something million, as I heard, worth of statue, when you're
for just one statue.
One statue that does not mean anything to the average
Imo
and when you compare the fact that the same South Africans are killing Nigerians in South Africa,
xenophobic attack.
It's totally unacceptable.
I get where you're coming from, sir, but let's look at it this way. We have a bigger problem as a country. You know, you said that this is an issue of mentality, right? Now, I actually saw on 9 News Portal where APC was actually supporting the move and claiming that Rochas Okorocha is actually inviting foreign investment into Imo State by bringing the presence of Jacob Zuma and then erecting statue. What do you have to say about this? Do you think that this is a problem? Nigeria as a people will have a bigger issue with our mentality.
Well, it beats my imagination to see what politics is becoming in Nigeria compared to the people that brought it to us. I think we are copying from the West, and even we are copying where, you know, something that we don't even understand. So I think it's a total blunder to look at APC as I said, political party. I think they're turning into a criminal haven.
Wow.
Where people do wrong and think they are safe with APC. So
that's really bad.
So whatever Rochas does is tolerable.
Because he's an APC member.
Exactly.
All right, at this point, we are going on a short break. When we return from this break, we are going to be taking the second issue on the news. And this is about Buhari returning to power in 2019 with claims that Nigerians are still going to vote for him. So don't go nowhere, stay with us. The truth behind the news is still right here. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. You are still live on The Truth Behind the News right here on 9 News Nigeria. Still, Amakri Superstar is holding it down right here. And I've got two lovely gentlemen doing this justice to this topic that we are discussing. And before I went on the break, I said that when we come back, we are going to be taking the story on the news regarding the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, claiming that in 2019 that Nigerians are going to vote him back into power. All right, now let me take from you, Mr. Ejanyasa. What do you think about this? Do you think that Buhari has done enough to earn the votes of Nigeria in 2019, sir?
For me, Buhari's claim that he will win 2019 again, retain the seat of presidency is well, like I said before, in Nigeria, everything is possible. The people, you know, as you can see, the way politics is done in Nigeria, the people are not really in control. But
like we are talking about the citizens now.
Yeah, the citizens are not in control. The politicians are in control.
Why do you say so when the citizens that actually vote politicians into power? Because he who has the power actually has the control.
Yeah, I would say for now, politics in Nigeria, between the electorates and the politicians, there's no more conscience in existence.
Can you explain that more?
Yeah, what I mean is that the politicians don't have conscience. The electorates don't have conscience.
Okay.
I will expatiate on that. The electorates who are Nigerian, the desperate Nigerians, they don't have their say. They don't really, express their conscience. They don't really express what they want. They believe in what they will get for a moment, and then they vote for somebody that is ready to give them what they want to get that moment. And the politicians on the other side also, they don't have conscience, because none of them know what they believe in but themselves.
Oh wow! All right, now let me take it back to you, Mr. Sokari, right? Mr. Ejaya is actually saying that the problem we're having is the fact that people have lost their conscience. Now, do you share this idea, and do you think that because of this, that President Muhammadu Buhari can actually come back to power in 2019?
First and foremost, the first question is that does he have a right to contest again? Absolutely, 100%. He has the right to contest, to be re-elected.
Okay.
The next thing is, will Nigerians vote for him? The days that power incumbency plays a role, I think Nigeria is gradually going out of that, because if you notice, for the first time in our presidential election, a sitting president lost the election while sitting there.
Yeah.
So it has now gotten to a situation where governance is all about what you have delivered. And if you don't deliver today, even if they say our vote does not count, I think it has got to a stage where even the masses are becoming very, very enlightened. And with the new system of voting, I think the people's vote will count. So
you are saying invariably that Muhammadu Buhari, the president of Nigeria, might lose the election in 2019? It is a 50-50 thing. It depends on what Nigerians think about his governance for the past 2.5 years, if he has delivered, because there were so many promises that was made during the pre-election campaign, which today Nigerians are still asking. The giving students, school children food. I've not seen any. Now, how would you know that you're not a school student? Okay, I have children that are in school. And your children, probably this promise, remember, was made for students who are in public school. I'm sure your children are not in public school. We are all Nigerians. We are monitoring. Okay. All right. Let's take this back. Okay. The government must be held accountable for their promises. Okay. But aside from the issue of food, feeding children, sir, do you think that the Buhari administration has not done enough? Because so far, they are, from what we see in the pages of newspaper, on social media, it seems to me that they are making an effort, considering the fact that President Muhammadu Buhari actually inherited a huge debt in office, according to him, of course. So what do you think? You think that he has not done well enough at this point?
People used to say, let the truth be told. So for me, Buhari, right from 2014 that he was coming out to contest, I knew that he cannot do anything. He could not perform.
How do you know that, sir?
They say that history sometimes repeats itself.
Okay.
So Buhari has been in power before. Was it 1983 or so? So, and his antecedents were not erased, and he's still who he is. So I didn't expect miracle from him, and whatever that's happening now are not in any way a surprise to me.
Wow.
So, and he has underperformed.
Underperformed, you said?
Yes, and he couldn't do anything more than what he's doing now. Before Nigeria, we need a kind of revolution of conscience.
Okay. Whereby
people learn to lawfully disobey things that are not right. So there should be a situation whereby a Nigerian will see something that's bad and disagree with it.
Wow. All right, now before we wrap up on the show, I want us to quickly just go back to the issue of Atiku Abubakar returning to PDP. Atiku Abubakar left PDP to APC, and after a while, trying to get ticket to contest for presidency, he couldn't make it, and then he's coming back to PDP, and even encouraging others who have left PDP to come back. Now, what do you think about this, this political prostitution? When is it going to end? Because we have the same people recycling, one way or the other. But is this okay with you? And how is this affecting this country?
Well, for me, Atiku has a right to go to any political party to contest an election.
Okay.
The most important thing is for him to win the election. Because in Nigeria today, unfortunately, politicians stand for nothing. They can even contest in a party they know that they cannot win. For them, some wants to be former aspirants, just for the name of former governorship aspirant. I don't know what they want to do with it. So if Atiku feels that his political ambition cannot be achieved with APC, he has a right to go to PDP. It depends if PDP wants to give him the ticket. But the most important thing is that he has a right to go to any party. He has a right to form any party he wants to form. That is the most important thing.
Okay, now, but do you foresee Atiku getting the PDP ticket at this moment? And do you think that this move has any value to the PDP as a party?
Obviously, the movement has value to PDP.
How, sir?
Yeah. Atiku is a big fish in Nigerian politics.
Okay.
And as you can see, that PDP is like a drowning man in a deep sea. There's just, throwing his hands for any kind of straw to hold. So, and Atiku saw it as an opportunity to, to shine. However, I think it's high time Nigerians stand up. Like I said before, that we need a kind of revolution of conscience, whereby we look at things and know that they are wrong and stand against it. And stand against it.
Okay.
We should refute things that are wrong.
Okay.
So, for example, how can you boast of somebody? How can you trust somebody that was yesterday in APC and a chieftain in APC, and tomorrow is now in PDP and he's telling you he wants to perform wonder?
But are we looking at the personality of the person or the fact that he was in this party before? Anybody, like, don't you think that he has the right to move to where he will have the opportunity to serve the people?
Okay, I don't think he's looking for opportunity to serve the people other than opportunity to excel in his own
political career. Wow.
So, because I say that looking at, like I always say that we learned democracy from the West. Let us look at the West. Look at America, look at Britain, look at Australia where I live in. There are political parties, mainly in these three countries that I've said, even Canada, they have two major political parties. And you can identify ideology of somebody by their political party. When you see a person in the West, you know what they believe in by their political parties, because they have ideology that they've been nurturing since they were a baby. If we see a Republican, he's a Republican, he believes in those ideologies. In Nigeria, you cannot tell me who someone is by his political party, because he is red today and tomorrow is green, and next tomorrow he may be blue. So because of that, that is a red flag for Nigerians to know that this person is a rogue. I'm not going to vote for him.
Wow.
But like I said, we lack conscience as a
Nigeria.
people. So we
do anything.
We do anything. Anything is possible. People can ignore those, discrepancies and still go ahead and vote for anybody, even if it's whatever name you can.
Even if you think that the person is not good enough.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Finally, Mr. Sokari, as we wind down this discourse today, do you see PDP coming back to power in 2019, even with the presence of Atiku?
It's relative.
Okay.
Because if PDP put their house together, they might bring a surprise. But our problem today as a nation is the populace, the voters, who stands for nothing.
Yes.
Our problem today is somebody who come to contest for governorship and brings 5 billion naira to contest. I mean, he's making an upfront investment which the populace have collected from him. Then tomorrow, he wants dividend of democracy. Where will he get it from?
But politics in Nigeria is already expensive. You are not blaming the person for investing money.
What I'm saying is that the day Nigeria will start to progress as a nation, is there somebody who contests an election without spending his entire life saving, without spending his entire money contesting an election, that is the Nigeria will progress in nation. But so long as somebody will bring his money from his pocket, over 5 billion, 6 billion, 10 billion to contest an election, I mean, it's only fair that he's going there to make money. So every politician in Nigeria here stands for what they can gain and not what they can give to to the populace.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. You guys have been awesome. Thank you, Mr. Obinna Janya, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All the way from Australia.
Yes, thank you.
It's a pleasure having you, sir.
Me too.
And then Mr. Sokari.
Thank
you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the much that we can take on the program, Truth Behind the News. Until we see you again right here on 9 News Nigeria, it is bye for now. God bless you.